Welcome to Schematic Precision Weekly Forex Forecast. Let's begin with the new week, new analysis. Let's jump right into the charts of Euro USD as we have discussed in the previous week. On Euro USD, the price action is extremely bullish, but from last approximately 2 weeks, price has been consolidating in this particular area, and this daily fair value gap is aggressively holding this. Every time price comes into this daily fair value gap, price tries to go higher. Again we came down, price goes higher. So the price is taking the liquidity from below and above. As we can see on the 4-hour time frame, what we did last week is we took this high, which was acting as the liquidity, as this was the single leg which broke this low. So this high, this is the only high just before. So price took the liquidity above this high and smashed down, taking the liquidity below these two equal lows. So we have a run of liquidity last week and price started going higher. I was expecting price to mitigate this order block, but it didn't happen. That's okay. The most important thing is liquidity. So what can happen from here? So I'm expecting price to little bit correct in this area only and then start moving higher. So I'm biased on bullish side here, but if price decides to again come down, take the previous weekly low, which is this one here, and mitigate the order block here, and then after go higher on the change of structure on the lower time frames, we'll look for the buy opportunity. But so overall my view is buy. I'm not trying to sell this pair right now. I'm bullish here. So that's all for Euro USD. Jumping on to the AUD USD, which is little bit interesting here. As you can see, price has been creating the buy side liquidity everywhere. We have, sorry, we have these equal highs, one, two, and three. These three highs is acting as buy side liquidity, and coming down, price has taken this inducement here on daily time frame, which is a strong sign. In coming days we can look for buying opportunity for a swing trade. Sorry. So I'm expecting price to purge down into one of these or POIs and continue higher. So either of these two, but let's jump onto the lower time frames and see what the current price is doing, right? So as we can see here, this was our inducement and price swept it, did close below it and started going higher. But here price again starts consolidating in this area, which is a sign price is not yet ready to go higher. Okay, if it has to go higher, it should have after taking the inducement, but it has not. So I'm expecting price to maybe either consolidate a little more on Monday, maybe or Tuesday, then purge down to this order block, and then we can see some change in structure for price to continue higher to take out the initially these highs, rest resting here, then these highs. This is a big pool of liquidity in between here, so we have to focus on this as well. So I'm expecting this move here on AUD USD, and I don't think so we have anything more interesting on lower time frames, intraday time frames. So yeah, overall this is the view on AUD USD. Now let's jump on to the gold, which is the most traded pair and most exciting pair to trade throughout the week. So as we discussed last week, and I shared the midweek update as well on the Telegram channel, with the year start, we are bearish, and what we had here was not break of structure, it was just the break of trend line, grab of liquidity, and the aggressive push down to break the structure again, right? So from here, the structure is still bearish. The last week I sent the update after this huge push to the downside and breaking these lows, that we have this breaker block here. So I was expecting price to come here, mitigate this breaker block and purge to the downside, but price kept on taking out the high. Delete this. So as you can see, first mitigation happened here. Price went down, unable to break the low, came up again, swept this high, took the liquidity, tries to go down again, failed, came up again, swept the high, starting coming down again. We have this displacement. No, this is not displacement because we don't have any imbalance in this, right? So coming up next week, as I have mentioned about this three tops here, this liquidity pool here. So as after mitigating this breaker block, price was not able to break any new low, and we didn't see any new low forming. I'm expecting gold might be pushing little higher before we see another bearish move. So if in the next week, if we see, if this low or this low is protected, this is the main low, this should be protected. If this breaks, then we can expect these all three targets to achieve. But if this low is secured, then expect price to continue higher, take this liquidity, and this is the area I have been monitoring price from last 2 weeks to come here for the bearish move. So we can consider this is let me mark, this is our last leg, right, which broke the structure. After this, whatever happening after forming this low, this is all complex pullback, and this complex pullback can be extended for any point in time, for a week or two or three or maybe a month or two, right? So as per the current price, I'm expecting price to come higher. It can be impulsive, it can be corrective, doesn't matter, but it can be impulsive because we have liquidity sitting right here. And with the impulsive move, the retail traders and the breakout traders will get in the trades in the buying position aggressively, and there the institution will play with them with the aggressive push. Breakout of this high or this high, they will enter and price will dump after that. So that's what my plan is for now. And for this is one of the area I don't see anything unmitigated in this particular area. So this is the only selling area I'm expecting above this high, right? Price, there are so many vari- varieties in this, how price can play. So I want, if price want to achieve 2050 for the selling, I want first price to break 2030, right? After we break 2030, then we can have a little reaction from this seams order block, right? But I don't think so it will sustain for a longer time. It will just give a little bit of reaction for another push higher. That will be our opportunity to get in longs after break of this high and some reaction from this order block. Then we can push higher, and then from selling from this area. And this also fails and we break above 2060, then I wonder we can go little more higher, as we have buy side liquidity as well everywhere. But let's focus on the week only, not ahead of that. So yeah, bullish scenario first, then bearish scenario on gold. So I'm looking for buys in the next week about 2030. So that will be the forecast for the upcoming week. If you have any doubts, any queries, you can reach out to me on my Telegram, on my Instagram. All the links are given in the video description. Don't hesitate to talk to me. Just reach out to me everywhere. I'll respond to you. I'll help you in every possible way I can. See you in the next week. Thank you.